Airport workers open this unmarked box and find something shocking. When you decide to own an animal, you're taking on a big responsibility. They look to you for love and support, and if you're not able to give it to them, they suffer tremendously. Unfortunately, animal neglect is something that happens all too frequently. Owners often cast their pets aside when they deem them a burden. It's completely unfair to treat a living creature that way just because its owner is too irresponsible to care for it. A prime example of this kind of cruelty is what occurred in an airport in Beirut, Lebanon. An unmarked box sat untouched for 7 entire days before someone decided to look inside, and what they found was deeply disturbing. Animal neglect is something that happens all too frequently. It's a cowardly and despicable act against defenseless creatures. Employees at an airport in Beirut, Lebanon were exposed to the very dark world of animal abuse when they discovered a strange unmarked box that had been largely ignored for 7 days. Workers had no idea where the crate had come from or the identity of the intended recipient. They decided to open it up and investigate the contents inside, but none of them were prepared for the disturbing cargo they were about to discover. Workers were shocked. Stuffed inside the crate with only a small amount of holes from which to breathe were 3 endangered Siberian tiger cubs. This discovery was the last thing the workers expected. Worse yet, these cubs had been inside the box for 7 days without food or water. Naturally, the tiger cubs were terrified once the crate was opened. They hadn't had any contact with anyone for a week. They were malnourished, filthy, and covered in maggots, and they needed medical attention quickly. Workers from the rescue group Animals Lebanon rushed to the scene to offer assistance. They had plenty of experience in dealing with this kind of issue because exotic animals are frequently bought and sold for high profits on the black market. It turned out that these cubs were on their way from the Nikolaev Zoo in Ukraine to Samer al-Husseinawi Zoo in Damascus, Syria. While the cubs were being treated for injuries, doctors noticed several health problems. One thing that stood out was the severely chafed skin on their paws and legs from sitting in their own excrement for so long. Workers at Animals Lebanon were able to clean the cubs and give them the nourishment they so desperately needed. A wildlife veterinarian also administered vaccinations. Animals Lebanon even decided to name the cubs. The 2 females were named May and Tania, and the brother was named Anton. The siblings finally had some room to play after their terrifying journey. But they weren't out of the woods just yet. There was still a chance that they would get sent back to either one of the 2 zoos. Animals Lebanon is currently fighting to deliver the cubs to a sanctuary instead so they could live in peace. If you ever see a strange package or box at the airport, alert the authorities immediately. Who knows what's in there? Let's hope that Animals Lebanon was able to send the cubs to a sanctuary for their protection. Every animal deserves that right. Share these tiger cub story with your friends.